What is up, y'all? We are back with another episode of Pushing Buttons. This is episode 28. I remembered this week, y'all.
You did?
La, 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 la. I remembered. I am one half of the bromance B, and I am joined by my lovely co-hosts. Oh. You got it. We'll leave this in there. We'll leave this in there for natural purposes.
I forgot completely. I was like, wait.
I am joined by my lovely co-hostesses or hostesses.
However you say it. Right?
Whatever. I don't even know. Like, I feel like we're all hosts. So it should be hosts. I don't have co-hosts. We're hostesses.
You do more of the talking though.
Whatever. We're all fucking teams, so we're all hosts. I am joined by my lovely co-hosts. To my left, I have the very popular, very melanin glowing, microphone toting, the most beautiful man on planet Earth, right after my dad. Topics man, his damn self, Keith.
What's going on, B?
What's up, Keith?
How you doing, Claudia?
I'm good.
And all the way to the other side of this couch, we have the very popular, very Instagrammable, Miss IG her damn self, the social media accountant, Claudia.
What's up, guys?
Yes, and we are back with another episode. Man, it feels good to be back. We are your podcast favorite podcast. That is what I'm sticking with from now on. We are your podcast favorite podcast. I am going to go around the room and see how everybody is doing. But before we get to that, I do want to say that we are on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and we are on Anchor for your ass. And we are on YouTube, so go subscribe. We will greatly appreciate it. Do your thing, guys, please. So we're going to go around the room and see how everybody is doing, and we'll start with Keith. Keith, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. A little tired, but that's fine. I didn't get much sleep today. It's okay. But
okay.
I'm doing fine. I'm upset. I broke my phone, but
dang. Keith
tomorrow should be better.
Keith is tumbling.
Tomorrow.
Wait, you're getting it fixed tomorrow?
No. Tomorrow is anniversary day.
Aww. How many
years?
1.
Really?
Yes.
Holy shit, it's been a year?
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Congrats, man. Congrats.
And
you know who?
It's a special day. It's MLK birthday.
Today?
Yes. Today is his birthday.
You
Monday
like that?
is the day we celebrate the holiday.
You like that?
What?
Do you like that? That is his birthday today?
Oh, it's fine. I'll just...
Well, that's good. I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was his birthday today.
Yeah, me neither.
Happy birthday, Martin Luther King. And happy Martin Luther King Day to everybody.
What they teach y'all white history month? No,
no, I know who he is. I'm off, so I know who he is.
I know.
I'm off, so I know who he is.
I know. I was just joking. I just thought shit. I did.
That's cool. That's a nice little tidbit. I didn't know that. So thanks, Keith. Thanks for being, that black voice on our podcast.
Yeah, right.
All right. Moving along. Claudia, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing good.
That's it? That's all you got for me?
Yeah, that's all. Nothing much happened today or this week, to be honest.
Dang.
Just busy with work.
All right. Well, me. Well, I'm glad to hear everybody's doing well, by the way. Me. I'm doing good. That's about as good as it's going to get. Same shit like Claudia says. Nothing's really changed. I'm still waiting to see this second dose of the COVID vaccine. I did hear that people have been getting like rashes and shit when they get the second dose. So wish me luck, guys.
Well, I heard that Moderna, it's allegedly, I don't know, but it's a little bit less riskier than what's it called?
Pfizer. What's the
Pfizer.
difference between the two?
It has, I'm assuming,
two
it has like
vaccines?
less side effects or something, but I heard that Pfizer is being given specifically to doctors and nurses.
Also, I think one of them, if I'm not mistaken, we are not an educational podcast, by the way. I will say that every time.
I mean, I heard this from a webinar training I got at work. So
Well, I heard that one is one vaccine, just one shot, I believe, right?
no, they're both
two
shots.
shotters?
Yeah, except it's a different time frame.
Oh, okay. So it's a different time frame. Oh, see, that's why we're not an educational podcast. We are not WebMD or whatever it is. So, just making sure, sometimes we might have a new listener here that I just want to make sure that they know that we're not the most educational. Do not fact check us and do not hit us up saying that,
You guys should do your homework.
You guys should do your homework. Suck a dick. I will bleep that out. Because somebody might take that seriously. But we are going to go moving right along. I am feeling great. I'm glad everybody else here is doing okay for the most part. Keith, I'm sorry about your phone. And we'll move right along. We are going to start with B's random thought of the week. So this week, I just wanted to talk about what the fuck we were talking about earlier.
I figured.
Without naming any names, by the way, or anything, that
We don't know the people.
we don't know them. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, well, so we might know the person then. We might know the person. Whatever. Sorry. So it revolved. Well, we're talking about. Sorry, we're getting carried away. It's a little inner thing, right? What we're talking about is, and we're back. We are gonna. we were talking about relationships, right? Obviously, because it's all the fuck, B likes to talk about. But we're talking about relationships and how long. Well, not necessarily relationships, right? It's right before that. So it's dating.
Yeah, dating. There you go.
And how long you should wait to text somebody after you dated them, right? Correct.
Or go on a first date.
Let's
go. Let's say you go. All right. Let's put out the scenario. You go on a first date. Everything goes good. You guys are digging it. Well, at least one person is, right? Is digging it. And then you guys leave for the night, right?
Well, let's say both people are
Both
vibing.
people
you think,
dig it,
You think the
yeah.
other person is having a
All right.
good
We're
time
gonna
too.
assume that both people like each other, right? And then y'all leave, right? Go your separate ways for the night. Date's over, and then the person doesn't text back. One of the people doesn't text at all
At
for the
all,
rest of the
right,
day.
right.
The next day. When is it appropriate for you guys, Keith? When is it appropriate to text somebody and be like, "Yo, like I'm still alive. I still like you." When is that appropriate? Should you shoot a text like, "Hey, man, what's up? Like, why haven't you texted me all fucking day?"
I wouldn't send a text like that because I don't owe you anything essentially,
Dang.
But you can just kind of check in and be like, hey, how are you? It was nice seeing you last night or whatever. I hope you're doing good. Keep it simple like that. You're not gonna be like, why
That sounds
haven't you
like some
texted
sucker
me?
shit, dude. Like, hey, I liked it. Hope you're doing good.
Well, yeah. How else would you?
You just send a text the next morning like, "Hey," and if they respond,
Right, but
then
Keith, you said she shouldn't
Right.
No,
text.
I didn't say that you shouldn't. I said that she should wait until the night. And if he don't text back tonight, then wait till tomorrow. Because it's weird texting somebody at night.
Why? When the fuck am I supposed to text them then? 2 days later?
To be honest, I don't understand why you have to wait. Or if you want to text somebody, just text them.
Yeah.
Just text them.
I feel somebody brought this up to me though, right? Somebody, a good friend of mine, shout out to you, Jimmers, right? He brought that up to me, right? He said that if a person doesn't text you after the date, the next day, that person just might not be that into you.
That's not true.
That the interest might not be there.
Really?
It can be. You wouldn't think that in certain circumstances that would be the case?
I mean, it can be the case. Yeah.
It could be, yeah.
Where you're like, hey, you know? And then that person's kind
Have,
of like,
have you guys ever been on a date with someone and then not have gotten
Yeah.
a text?
Yep.
And
I usually text. I'm usually like, yo.
But that's also due to gender rules. Like you always expect in a heterosexual dating life, you always expect the men to text. Like, why are you waiting for him to text?
It's okay. So how does it work with two women who identify, two people who identify as
That's the thing. I mean, the lines are so blurred that whoever, like, I'll text. I
So
never.
you'll text?
I've never.
Nobody's
had
ever
it-
ghosted you? So
I've-
people just like you.
Honestly,
She said nobody even ghosted you.
no. Honestly, no. I haven't gotten ghosted. I haven't. But I remember once, I was getting to know this guy. I wasn't vibing. Like you could feel the energy, and all I said was, "Oh, it was nice to see you." He never or no, I didn't say it was nice to see you. I was like, "Oh, thank you for the night." That's it. And then he never texted back, and I was like, "Oh my god, thank God." But that was the instance. But in the sense, it was like
It was mutual.
It was mutual, right? It was just like, "Oh, cool. Yeah, it was nice seeing you. Yeah, sure. Okay, bye."
Dang. What about you, Keith? Has that ever happened to you?
What? Somebody ghosted me?
Yeah.
No.
So everybody likes you too.
I think I did I'd ghosted somebody before, but
Yeah.
Dang.
that's different. But you know,
You've done it before?
like
Explain
I
the
just
situation.
never-
How many
I
people
just-
have you ghosted?
oh my god,
I've only ghosted 2, to be fair.
like I never, like 2,
Like 2?
yeah, like I just never responded back like that.
Damn, you're a dick.
Thanks, cool.
That's an asshole move. Come
Have
on,
you-
at least have the common
Have you-
courtesy to
have
be
you-
like,
have
hey,
you
man.
did it? Have you done it?
I just be like, hey, man, you know, I'm good.
What do you mean you're good?
I'm good.
Have you done it before?
Yeah.
So
So then why are you
I
judging?
know.
No, like I said, you said you didn't even text back.
No.
What's the difference there? I did.
Is
I
there
was
a
like, yo, I'm good.
Huh?
Is there a difference?
Listen, here's the reason why I never text back. So the other guy, essentially, he's the one that ghosted me because I was like, oh, thank you for the night. But I was kind of glad that he never texted back, right? So I don't know if, but I guess that, you know, I was ghosted in a sense. But with the other guy,
She don't want to take a loss.
no, I was like,
She don't want to take her loss.
no, but I'm saying I was ghosted in a sense, but I was like, thank you. Like, I didn't want to go
She's
through.
happy.
Right. I didn't want to go through that awkward part of being like, yeah, I'm not feeling it. But there was this other guy. And you know, when you're talking to someone and they don't have anything to talk about, and you could have a good conversation, and then every 5 minutes is, oh, so what you doing? Same thing I was doing 5 minutes ago. Like, stop. And then on top of that, it was abbreviations. Like, no. So yeah, I ghosted him, and I don't feel bad about it. And then 5 months later,
Like,
and
like
he started.
he texted you and you didn't respond.
Yeah, because I was done. Like, if you keep saying, what are you doing, and abbreviate it, I'm done. Like, I can't keep repeating myself. This is not a conversation. You know what I mean? So then, like, about 5 months later, he started liking my stuff on Instagram.
Ooh.
And I
The
was
creep
like,
back.
Right. And I was like, ugh. And then he's like, hey, you ghosted me. And I was like, yeah, we don't have anything in common. Like,
See?
no.
But time had already passed. I think you get more ballsy when time already
Yeah.
passed.
And then
You know what I'm saying? Like when
yeah.
the time passed already, you're like,
No,
fuck it, suck a dick, you know? I don't need you in my life.
Well, I had a free dinner because he convinced me. He's like, no, I was just going through some shit. And then we went to dinner and I was like, no, you're just fucking boring. All you are is looks. I'm done. And then I
Dang.
ghosted
You told
him.
him that?
No, but I did think
Oh,
it.
okay.
In
I
her
was
head, she
in
was
my
like,
head. I was like,
yeah.
you're never seeing me again.
Why did I
but-
do this again?
Yeah, basically.
Was it a nice place?
Yeah, it was actually. It was a nice place.
Taking advantage.
Right?
Yeah.
Women.
Horrible. Horrible.
Horrible.
I paid for my
horrible.
shit though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
He didn't pay for it?
No, I told him it's okay. I got it. Like I got my stuff because
And he said, yeah?
And he said, yeah?
What a loser. You're
wa-
a fucking loser. You're a loser, guy.
Well, the thing is that I told the waitress like, here, just please take my card because he didn't want to. But I was like, I'm not gonna see you ever again.
Oh, you established that.
I established that the minute I was like, I'm just here because the food is here and I'm hungry.
What about you, Keith?
I'm curious about this date.
Stop moving the microphone like that.
Oh, sorry.
Because then I'll be able to hear that you tussled with it. Sorry.
My bad.
What were you going to ask?
So, it wasn't weird leaving? like at the end of the day, it wasn't weird going your separate ways?
No, it was definitely not weird. I was so happy when I got
So what
into
did you
my
guys
car.
talk about the rest of the time?
He was
I'm
he
just
was
curious as to how
the
this
thing.
ended.
Here's the thing. I don't know if it was.
Are you curious
So-
as to how it ended?
So I started asking him, I felt like I was doing social work because he was talking to me about his brother and how like his brother got killed. And then I was just like, wow, I'm sorry. You know, like his story sounded very, he had a lot of trauma. And I felt like I was doing social work over dinner. It was just too much going on. And I was like, no, no, I can't.
How do you start that off, man? What a loser. You fucking started the dinner off with fucking sob stories.
Yeah, it went personal too quick. I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
not
you
that
don't do
comfortable with you
Yeah, you
yet.
don't get too deep like that. You know what I'm saying? You don't start being like, you know, I'm not okay. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. But you guys gave me no fucking answers about. Well, actually, you did, right? About texting.
I did. I said either you text in the morning or if you're busy. If they don't text by the next night, then it's the next day. Then
And you, Claudia?
one day doesn't hurt, does it?
And you, Claudia, right away, whenever you feel like it?
Whenever you feel like
I
it.
agree. I'm on board with that.
If you want to talk
Whenever
to
you-
them, talk to them.
Yeah. So that's the final thought.
And
on
if
that.
they don't respond back, don't text them again, though. Just let it be. Be like, okay, fine.
Oh,
no.
don't do the double text.
Yeah,
That's
no.
Bad
Like,
idea.
Yeah, don't send 5 text messages. you
Bad
know.
idea.
Yeah.
I've done it before. But
Really? Really?
be like, hey, you know, I miss
Really?
you. Hey,
After the first date.
hey, I got a good time. And it's like, you ain't even responding to my text messages.
You've done that?
What?
Text a lot the next day?
Yeah, man, I've done it before. Come on, man. You've done it before. You guys have done it before. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him.
Actually,
You've double texted before or
For-
triple texted.
Yeah, but not after meeting somebody for the first time.
Whatever.
well, for me, with my girlfriend, we stopped. You know, the date night ended, and we texted each other right when we got home, and the conversation continued. Like it just flew so, like it just was nice. Like it was just nice to talk to her. Like I enjoyed talking to her.
All right. We get it. That's nice.
Yeah. I was like,
All right, we're moving right along. We will be talking about leaders and followers, and how we feel about that, right? So, let's start off. Do you guys feel like leaders or followers? And please don't bullshit me with this answer, because I know everybody wants to be a leader.
I'm
But go
not
ahead,
a leader.
guys.
I'm a follower.
What about you, Keith?
Mostly a follower, but you could be both in some instance.
Okay, I agree. I think for
Most
me,
people are followers, though.
I think naturally we're all followers as humans. It goes back to that thing, man. I keep telling this. People that know me probably already heard this, but I'm gonna tell the story anyway. It's about that documentary I watched with these this cult people. This cult thing on HBO about those 39 people or 29 people that killed themselves, like mass suicide style, with this cult. Anyway, they had this cool little interesting thing on there called the Asher Project or the Asher whatever something. It was like some weird thing, right? So basically what they had was a bunch of people together in a room, and one person didn't know that it was like an experiment, and then they would show people a line on a screen, and then they were like, okay, match this line to another line that's exactly the same as that one, but they would give you 3 options. One was shorter, one was longer, and one was exactly the same. All the people in the experiment kept saying the wrong answer, right? And then that one person that wasn't in on the experiment knew that the right one was the opposite of what they were saying. But eventually, he would say the right answer, but eventually, after a lot of questioning, he would eventually change his answer. I don't know what that's called. You might know. You went to school. I didn't. It's some type of experiment, right? And then eventually, that person started to just cave in, right?
Is it the placebo effect?
No,
It's
it's
not.
called something experiments. It starts with an A. Asher. Acid.
Oh,
or
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know what
Conformity experiment or some shit like that.
No, it's
Anyway,
not.
something conformity experiment, whatever. Anyway, these people were all saying the wrong answers, and then eventually that person was like, "Yeah, I'll just start saying the wrong one too." And basically, the person
Just to
that
go
was,
with the flow.
yeah, well, so then the person that was on there, like one of those like medical professional people, was on there, and she was saying how humans naturally are followers, right? So basically, people will follow something even though it's wrong, to feel like they're in the sense that they're in a group, right? And so that's kind of how cults work, right? Where they make you believe, and some people might know that it's wrong, but because there's a crowd of people telling you that it's the right way and it's the correct way, you eventually start to basically lie to yourself or trick yourself till you believe that it's true. And that kind of works with everything else in life, right? Like in life in general, that's how life works. People are just followers, right? Racism, kind of similar ways, just all these things that just made me think, right? That people are naturally just followers. And I know that we want to be like different, and we want to be leaders, and we want to say that we're leaders, but like, how are we talking like leaders in a sense that you lead the pack to what? Like difference?
I guess so, yeah. But
Like, do you lead people to what? Like, or just the leader as in like you're always innovative, thinking of new things and ways to do things, or leader as in I'm just the one, because you can be the leader of a group.
you
right?
can be, yeah.
And then
I mean, that's what I was thinking. For me, a leader, it's more of the initiative behind the whole thing, because essentially you're the one coming up with those ideas, right? And so with that idea is the one that's being followed. Because someone could be like, oh, I'm the leader, but then there's that person behind them with all of these ideas coming up with the idea. So for me, it's like there's a face to things in the sense of a cult, right? The face of it that will pull people in. But then for me, I always feel like there's people behind that come up with the ideas.
I always feel like there just isn't a natural way to actually be the first one to come up with things and then lead somebody into that, right? I feel like somebody before you already came up with that idea, and then you just added your own twist to it, but it already existed. So are you really a leader?
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying.
You get me? Like, are you really a leader?
Like you didn't come up with it, you just added. But I guess, I mean, it does take the mind to add on to it to make something new. Like, your idea didn't work, but I added this to it.
But what if it did, and then you just came and changed a couple things around it, and then made it something
But what I changed made it
trendy again,
or different,
right? Or different,
which will make it. Well, it doesn't make. Does it make you a leader? No, does it?
because then you're not a leader. Would have to be unique as well, right? In a sense, would a leader have to be unique?
No, not necessarily. I mean, you can. People can lead to anywhere. People will follow you if you have a message that they want.
Okay, so let's do this.
Will follow you.
Let's do this. You said you're a follower. You say you're a mixture of a follower and a leader. I say I'm a follower, right? Let's ask each other that. Claudia, do you think Keith is a follower or a leader?
Follower.
Damn, she's looking at you with disgust.
I know, you saw that?
A follower.
And Keith, do you think Claudia is what, a follower or a leader?
I think she's more of a follower, but I can see her being a leader though.
Okay, so now one of you motherfuckers ask me.
So, Berto, do you think Keith is a follower or a leader?
I think he's a follower.
Okay.
And I think Claudia could be the leader. I think Claudia could be a leader. For sure.
Do you think Berto is a follower or a leader?
I think he's a follower, but with like, he's a very vocal one.
I think
A very vocal leader, a very vocal follower.
I think Claudia is. I think B is what Claudia was explaining. Like, he's the follower, but he's not the outright face of it. But he can come up with the ideas. I think that's what she wants. I think that's what she was describing in you.
Oh, So the person who comes up with,
With the
stuff, but not
stuff.
necessarily is the face of things.
Yeah, there you
Exactly.
go.
So what do you think in society? Most people followers or leaders? Leaders.
Followers, yeah.
It's not-
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly think that when we come up with ideas, a lot of times is you come up with ideas together.
Yeah.
Like a good solid idea of something, it's always a group of people. Or I mean, it could be one person, but usually it's a good group of people.
Do you think the same, Keith?
Yeah, I think. Well, follower is trendy is more of the word now, right? Rather than a follower.
Yeah.
What is trendy?
Right. And so then people follow trends,
Yes,
right? Would we agree?
Yeah.
I think.
I think we're more followers than leaders nowadays.
Yeah.
Nowadays specifically.
Why nowadays?
I think there's very few people that were leaders at like in like maybe the early 2010s, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now I think the 2010s and after that, now people are starting to follow what those people paved the way for, right? So essentially, like for example, podcasting, right? I think the leaders are the people who've been doing this for a longer time, right? And we're talking maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago, 8 years ago, right?
Oh no, we're talking longer than that.
Maybe longer than that, right? And then so now, and now you're starting to see more people follow that trend, right? As to like now podcasting is this space that people are investing in, right? And it's this big deal now, right?
Yeah.
So people are essentially catching on to that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think that changes with times? Do you think there's in times where there's more leaders than followers, and there's in certain times there's more followers than leaders? Or do you think it just depends? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, do you think there's certain periods in time or in your lifetime that there was more followers than leaders? Or did you think that there was more leaders than followers in some of your times?
It all depends. Like in school, most people are like growing up. So it's like growing up. Most people are followers in school. It's rarely very few leaders. It's only the most outspoken people. Usually, people will follow them more. Whoever talks more in class. That's just how the way it goes.
Okay, so let's pause there, right? What makes a great leader in your eyes? Like, what do you guys think is a good leader? Like, what are the things, characteristics? What are the looks? What is it about a leader that makes them a leader? A great one at that.
For me, I would have to disagree with what Keith said regarding like following the person that, for instance, like talks more in class. I wouldn't consider that to be a leader just because you're talking. You could be talking nonsense and still be talking just to say you're participating.
But
you
again,
know?
Somebody was talking nonsense now.
But if it's nonsense and I get somebody to follow my nonsense,
Right,
it
but
happened now with the president.
right, but I'm saying for me, that's not a leader. For me, a leader is
What's a leader then? So that's the question.
For
What's a
me,
leader?
for me, is someone definitely that I would say shares similar ideals to mine that I'm capable to like resonate with. Someone that I know, of course, I would, follow. And a private person. I like a person that's not out there kind of being like, oh, things are like this and like this. No. Like, I like a person that's kind of like, yeah, things are like this, but they're doing it their own way, not following, like you guys said, trends.
So what if that great leader convinces you something that doesn't align with what you believe in, but that person is talking that shit, and you're like, maybe like, oh, this person is talking some fact. Would that not make them a great leader still?
Wait, what do you mean?
Like, you're saying that you have to basically like share ideals and have something in common for a person to be a great leader to you. Mm-hmm. What if that person just has none of the shit that you're talking about, and you're still like, this person's a great leader? Is that possible, do you think? For somebody to say stuff that you don't necessarily agree with, but they're still a great person, like you're still kind of following, right? You're essentially still kind of following, right?
I feel like
because there are also people that just know how to talk that shit,
Yes.
right? And they're very manipulative with their words, and some people are just good at articulating words, right? So, because I've encountered people like that, where people have heard me talk and they're like, "Damn, dude, your ass is talking like you're a politician of some sort." I don't necessarily agree with what the fuck you're saying because you're kind of crazy, but you're talking some shit, right? So that's what I'm like questioning, right? Can you have?
To me, a person, you can talk all you want. I won't consider you a leader. Like, you could talk great and I could be like, wow, you know what you're talking about, but that doesn't mean I would consider you a leader. That's how I think of it.
Oh, okay.
Like, you could, I mean, that doesn't take away
Yeah.
that you're smart or anything. But.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, that could be the possibility where somebody.
Yeah.
What do you think?
We just think. I think a leader, you get people to follow and follow what you want and what you say. So what you think is you get somebody to think how you want. It's basically what a leader kind of is. You get someone to think of what you want.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I think a leader is somebody.
It doesn't necessarily have to be good or bad.
I think when you're a great leader, you're able to convince somebody that wasn't convincible. Right? So you're sitting there and you're either saying something that you truly feel is right, and in your emotions that's how you feel, and that's exactly your moral, whatever the fuck it is, right? And you're convincing this other person who didn't necessarily see you as that, and now you've convinced them that you might be right, or that you might be talking something that's factual or making sense to me, right? So to me, that's like a leader. In a sense, is what Keith was saying, is you can convince somebody, right, to follow what you're saying, to believe what you're saying, right?
Again, it comes back full circle with the president, right? No one thought he would win in 2016. But after 4 years, he convinced people, I'm a good president, for them to vote for me again 70 million times over.
But did he really convince people, or did people just...
I think he really convinced people.
Or did people already have those ideals and he just spoke them out because no one else was willing to speak them out?
But I think he convinced a couple folks along the way.
I think you're both honest. I think it's a little...
I think he played mind games for sure.
But again,
with
that's
people,
part of
but
being
he
a
most
leader.
definitely touched on people's ideals. He was like, I know there's a group of people who believe in this thing. I'm going to touch on this. And I'm going to make sure that they see what I'm seeing and that I can win a presidential.
And you don't think that is leadership? Getting someone to convince?
Okay, so this brings up a very interesting topic. And I don't know if it's something I want to talk about on air, but you guys let me know if we're pushing the envelope, right? So this is a topic that I saw, right? And it follows along with this, right? Of followers and leaders, right? It was a post somebody made, right? And this person was black, and they said, I want to make sure that they know, because I want to
not fact check,
because because I want people to know that this was from a perspective that wasn't mine.
Yeah, gotcha.
No, I wouldn't.
Right? It wasn't yours, it wasn't her. No. It was something somebody said, right? It was this black woman. I believe it was a black woman based on the picture that they had. I don't know if she was the one who actually came up with the thing, or she reposted it on her thing and it made it look like a picture. But anyway, regardless of who said it, right? It was the black woman who was speaking under the caption, right? And they posted something that said something along the lines that Donald Trump was able to convince all these people that he was rightfully the president. I think I sent it to you, or did you send it to me?
I sent it to you guys.
You sent it to me, right? So did you see it?
Yeah.
What did you think?
I understand.
So let's
so you have to explain it more.
So basically, in that thing was Donald Trump was saying, she was saying that Donald Trump was able to convince a bunch of white people, right? Or just people in general, his followers, to raid the Capitol building, right? Because they felt that he was the rightful leader of this shit, right? And so she was saying that, imagine if people were able to turn around and do the same thing for the things we value, right? Is what she was saying, right? Mm-hmm. So essentially, if we would have done the same things instead of looting, raiding, and doing all this other looting and marching and doing all this other bullshit, right? That essentially Didn't change much, right? But caused some disruption. Some people might disagree, right? It caused some disruption. Maybe it hurt some pockets for a week, 2, 3, 4, whatever, right? But basically, this person was saying that if we all got together and did the same thing for the stuff that we valued and believed in, then we would probably get further than just looting, rioting, and doing all that.
And going nowhere.
Yeah, and going nowhere. So how do you guys feel about that?
I can see from that post, because again, like you said, I don't know if that post was directly hers or if she reposted it. But based on that, I understood where she was coming from in the sense of like, go straight to the source, right? Like, we understand where the issue is, go straight to the source. The only difference is that these people were white, and that white privilege, as we all saw on TV, really impacted the fact that nothing major happened to those people.
Can we truthfully say that they were all white?
We can't. No.
Well,
Can we
most
truthfully-
of the people
most people that they showed you,
yeah.
right?
well, I don't know. It was a bunch of people, and all I saw was white, and then I saw one black guy.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Can we could say majority was white, but were they all white?
Right.
No. We can't. Obviously. We can't.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like, again,
Okay, but regardless, majority, right? That makes a difference from majority being people of color.
but there was a lot of white people involved in some of the stuff that we
Yeah.
were doing.
Right, but what about regarding the riots? Because we're talking about the riots. We're not talking about the peaceful protests.
She's talking about it was mostly people of color looting.
If we saw
There was white people.
I know, but majority of it, if we're being honest with the videos that were posted, majority, yeah, there were some white people here and there.
No, it was a lot of white people. I saw white people. I saw white people, black people, Mexican people. It's all types of people. It was a mixture of a lot. I wouldn't say that they were all brown and black. Personally.
I saw some white people,
Yeah. Like, I saw white people.
but it wasn't enough to say it was majority.
Okay. Okay,
You know
so
what I mean?
majority
That's what she's
brown
trying
and
to
black.
say.
Black,
right?
yeah.
Okay. So,
And you know the mentality is very different too.
But why is that mentality different? Why is the mentality for the white people to all, we got to band together, but if it's people of color, it's more dispersed and it's harder to get people to see the same thing.
Because
Like,
of
it's easier to see
because of
a
the
lot of white people going for the same thing, but it's harder to get all the black or colored people to see the same thing. Why is that different?
because of the oppression that exists within even just people of color.
That has a
Within
big play.
our own
We
our
just-
own communities.
we destroyed shit, right? Well, I shouldn't say we. They destroyed shit. They wrecked shit. They stole shit, right? But we're afraid? So which one is it? How afraid are you that you were going into a bank and taking the whole ATM?
Really?
Yes.
Oh well. I didn't see
How
that one.
afraid were you that you went into all these high-end brand places, right? Mm-hmm. And was willing to take all that shit, iPhones,
But reality,
Apples.
But we also have to be realistic. Those people that were looting, they weren't doing it for the right reason, though. The reason behind those marches and all those protests, it wasn't the loot. You know what? Do you know what I mean? Like, they essentially didn't care. They said, you know what? This is happening. Let's take advantage of it and let's do some
Not
damage.
necessarily. Some people disagree. Some brown folk, I'm going to speak for brown folk because I can only speak for brown folk.
Mm-hmm.
Some brown folk were in there stealing and looting because I know a bunch of people that think that that was the right thing to do.
And,
That was the right way to get a point across.
and what point did they get across?
That's the
Like,
that's
what
the point they
did
were
you
trying to
get
make.
across?
They were trying to make a point.
Like,
They were saying they think that they were hurting people's pockets by doing that.
no, they weren't, because these
But
stores
that's
are
what they thought.
normal.
But I'm saying that's the
That was
mentality.
the mentality they had.
You get what I'm saying? That's the
going into
mentality.
it. They felt like that was a...
Right? So why can't we band together and do that? My question is, see, this is my thing with humans, right? Not even fucking black, brown, Asian, white, nothing. Humans. Why can't we band together and do shit the right way? Why can't we just
Again, you said the word, the right way. What is the right way to most people? It's not the same for everybody. The right way is
Right,
totally
because-
different.
even not the right way? Let's just band together. Why can't we do that?
Because we haven't have we done that since society, since we started?
Well, and that
we
was my
haven't-
point.
That's not realistic
Well,
from the world.
And that's my point, right? That was the shit that I was talking about in that podcast that could cut off. Was one too many times we sit. What did I say? We watch shit on TV. Go watch the shit that people are saying about black and brown lives. Go see all those people that are speaking, all those political speakers, all those activists, all those people that talk that shit, right? About what's going on in our communities, right? None of that changes if you go back 50, 60 years. The extremes were maybe a little bit more extreme back then.
Okay, yeah.
But it ain't changed much if people are getting killed on fucking broad daylight with people recording it and me and you can see it.
Yeah, that's
So what difference has it made? What has changed? We go around in fucking circles.
I mean, nothing has changed.
Nothing changes. We've been through pandemics before. Nothing changed.
nothing. But everybody's separate. It's been separate since we can go as something as simple as small as a country. A country in two different countries. Why are we two different countries? Why can't we all just be one country in the world? Why is it 50 different countries in the world?
Yeah, because people.
Divided. People got different ideas.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
No one's gonna see the right.
and that's
the
what I'm
right
saying.
way.
We're all divided in this world, right? Whether it be, and that's what I'm trying to figure out, right? How that what diversity? What diversity? What diversity are you talking about? Ain't no diversity. You're looking out for your own.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
how it is.
Ain't no diversity.
Like I said earlier, within our, and we have to be honest, within our own people, there's oppression.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm saying.
Because the reason why, because they just want to get a leg up better than you.
And that's everybody else. So my point being, what difference does it make? What difference? Ain't no diversity, man. None of that shit. And Eddie will laugh at this shit. Ain't no fucking diversity in this world. And he knows what I'm talking about. Somebody said this shit to me at a... I've been talking this way since I was fucking... since I was young. And I said that shit in a high school around a bunch of white kids and a bunch of black folk. A bunch of people who tried to tell me that they were trying to be diverse. You ain't trying to be diverse. Ain't no diversity.
He said, you ain't-
Ain't no diversity. Ain't no diversity. You're looking out for your own, which is fine. But stop telling me that you're fighting for diversity. Stop telling me that you're trying to fight for...
It's a good thing to say.
It's stupid is what it sounds like. Honestly.
But why do you say that? What if they truly are trying to fight for
They're
diversity?
not.
How do you know? How do you know their motives?
I see it.
But how?
What do we see on TV now?
Right, but that's
How
TV.
much different? No. How much different are things? Let's say I run a company, right? And it's a bunch of white people there. All white people, right? I come in, right? I'm the only Mexican person. Now I'm like, you know what? It's way too many white people in this bitch. I don't like that. I think it should be more diverse in here. My idea of diverse is to get more Mexicans. Now we start getting rid of all the white people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now there's 10 white people, 20 Mexicans. Now there's 5 white people, 30 Mexicans. Is that diversity?
That's I said
I see what you're saying.
That's not
that's
diversity.
not diversity.
Right,
You're
but
right.
I'm talking regarding, because you said, for instance, I don't know how old you were in high school. But I'm talking about an individual, not company based. Because it depends who you are for you to go into a company and make all those changes. You can't just go into a company as a worker and be like, I want this person and this person.
But I think what B is saying is people.
No, I get what he's
people
saying.
say they want diversity, but then when it's not the diversity you want, then it's not.
No, I totally.
it's-
I get what
It's not diversity then.
I totally get what he's saying. I'm just saying in the perspective of individuals.
Like how? Explain. I'm not following. That's why.
Like individuals in the sense, because you mentioned talking to a group of people, right? And those people were saying, well, we're fighting for diversity. Is that what you kind of said? Or one person said, I'm fighting for diversity.
Yes.
But you said, no, you're not. But
You're
then
not.
how was this story that you said something that they did? Or is
because
that
this person, 9 times out of 10, this person that's telling me they're fighting for diversity is fighting for a specific group.
Yes, because so what B is saying. So say that me and B, say that it was 30 white people and me and B worked there, and I say I wanted diversity or he wanted diversity, and now it was 15 Mexicans, 10 white people, and only 2 black people, and then we went along. Now it's 30 Mexicans, 3 black people, and 2 white people. I'm not getting the diversity I want. So at that point, it's not diversity to me.
Anymore. Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
They just taking over, basically.
Yeah, you're just taking over.
You're just taking over. That's what he's trying to say.
My question being, when you do that,
Yeah.
how much different are you than the white man?
Yeah, how much different are you? Yeah, that's what he's
okay,
trying
I
to
see what
say.
you're saying.
How much different are you?
Because it's not the diversity I want, so it's not.
Now you done kicked all the white people out. Now it's just brown people.
For instance, just disclosure, at my job, I always said there's no diversity. Just because you're Mexican, I'm Cuban, you're Colombian, you're Puerto Rican, that's just diversity within Hispanics.
Yeah.
To me, that's not diversity. To me, I want to see a white person. I want to see
But
a
not
black
everybody
person.
sees that. That's what
and
I'm
that's
saying.
that's not something
Yeah.
I want to talk about because it fucking pisses me off.
But not everybody does that, right?
yeah,
and
yeah.
9 times out of 10, I can guarantee that the person's fighting for a specific group, not for.
You're right.
Not everybody.
They always fight a specific group because if it's not, because say people want a black president, oh well, what if the Mexicans wanted a Mexican president up there? That's not the diversity I want. It's still not changing nothing for me.
No.
That's not the president I think I can follow
No. And that's what I'm saying.
because he don't relate to me.
We'll never properly align, and it'll never line up to where people.
That's why you think diversity is.
I get what you're saying now. I was confused because you were mentioning like one person, and I'm like, wait, but one person can essentially have those beliefs of
They can.
what diversity is.
They can.
But no, I totally get what you're saying, and I see it all the time.
And when you start to think that way, it's a scary thing. To me, it's a scary thing.
I see it way too often, so
Yeah.
I guess it doesn't.
It's a scary thing.
And
because-
but people only think only white people can be racist. That's not true.
no,
That's not true.
no, black people.
What if I just want black
Mexicans-
people in every position? Does that make me different than a white person?
But then here's the thing:
I'm wrong for thinking I want black people and white people.
no, and the difference is that white people will be called racist. You'd be idolized because you're allowing your people to go up.
But why would I
Do
be?
you know-
Why am I
No.
idolized though?
I know, and that's a double standard. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's my point, right? And so this is that's my like that irritates me with humans, right?
Yeah.
Because we talk a lot of shit, and none of that shit is anything that you're saying. Like none of it. It's bullshit. It's all bullshit. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen the oppression because you're not from the community, because you're not black, because you're not Hispanic, because you're not white. I've seen it all. Where you're everybody has their thing, right? And everybody wants their group to be at the top.
Right.
I get it. But that's not my diversity to me.
That's not.
To me, diverse is having people black, brown, Asian, you know what I'm saying? All types of different people from different parts of the world. Not just black and white.
Yeah.
Not just brown and white. Not just black and brown. That's not diversity to me. And I think a lot of these people, they start to say that, right? Or they'll be like, oh, when we fight for our shit, then we'll fight for your shit. Nah, motherfucker, you gonna leave me in the dust.
Yeah, right. As soon as I get mine,
As soon as I
I'm
get
not
my
worried
shit,
about
I'm
what
gone. I ain't worried about what you got going on.
And you know,
because no one wants to fight a fight that they
Already-
it don't affect me. Why am I fighting that fight?
and that's the same thing where I sometimes have a hard time with Black Lives Matters. It's like, it's all about diversity. I know that the people who created this was a group of
We're about to get canceled.
Really?
No, I mean, it's the reality of things.
Yeah.
It was a group of LGBTQ women who are African American. And to me, I'm like, what exactly are you representing? You know, because we're hearing Black Lives Matter, which I completely understand. Like, I'm all for that movement. But what about like Latinos? You know what I mean? Like, where is that? And that's the part where it's like, these women honestly want to make it all intersectional to the point where it truly is a whole community. And that's the purpose of it. And I wish that the people that follow it would understand that that's what these women essentially want for that movement.
And that's that's a hypocrisy in itself, right?
Yes.
I had this conversation with somebody, and I might not have that on topic because that portion is very sensitive, and I know a lot of people are. Not a lot of people, I don't want to gas us up, but I know people are listening. Even if they don't listen to the whole podcast, they're going to listen to bits and pieces of it, right? And I'm not trying to offend nobody because you motherfuckers are sensitive. So with that being said, in that sense of, though, think about that, right? And I want you guys to think about that. And we talk about it off mic later. But in a sense, think about how that's a hypocrisy and an oxymoron. Two black gay women, right? Because they're gay women, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but it's a...
They're part of the community, right? LGBTQ community, right? It's two black LGBTQ members, right? Think about that, and then think about what they're fighting, and then think about the people that they're fighting for. And then, you know, it's weird to me, you know? And that's my thing, right? I'm always thinking outside the box and questioning the things that people are doing because, again, my favorite term, everybody... All humans are a walking contradiction. People are just walking contradictions. And I'm one. I'll be included in it. Mm-hmm. But that's what it is. So we got to move on, though, man, because we stayed on that a little too long. I don't know how much time we got left. It ain't much, right? On the thingy?
It's not much.
How much time is there?
Well, I don't know, but it doesn't seem like much.
You probably got about 20 minutes or so.
All right. We'll run through this real quick, right? So we have gender specific jobs, right?
Okay.
And what that entails, right?
So you want me to explain?
I think I know where you're going with this. But you can go ahead. Take the lead on this. Take the lead on this.
So, okay. So, a gender specific job. So I was just scrolling. I was on Twitter one day and this lady said, and it was in all caps, men should not be gynecologists. And why shouldn't a man be a guy? But why should a woman just be a gynecologist? Yeah. What if the man had a training? But she said because men are most women don't want a woman gynecologist, right? You think men shouldn't be?
I think men should be because they're more gentle. Women be like, and that's it. Men are kind of like, you know.
Or
but some women are rough.
But why can't a man be a babysitter?
See, that's my fight right there. That's what I want to fight.
I know what you was getting at.
That's what I want to fight.
Why can't a man be a babysitter?
Because I've had that fight before. Where I was like, man, I should be able to fucking babysit kids.
But if I put my profile up there, I'd be the last to get the look.
Yep.
Well, I mean, and I think that also has to do with nurturing, where the woman seems to be more nurturing, but not all women are nurturing. Like, I wouldn't consider myself a nurturing woman, if I'm being honest.
So why can't that? Why do you think that is?
Well, I'm saying it's a society.
You think it's a society issue?
Yeah.
So why are women allowed to? Why are some women? Maybe not you, because you don't speak for all women, but
yeah,
I don't.
But you can speak from a woman's perspective, right? Since we have you here, that is the lovely thing about this podcast is we have a woman perspective, and it's not just two broies hanging out talking shit about shit that we don't know nothing about. So, with that being said, why do most women, or a lot of women, I wouldn't say most, a lot of women, right, are quick to get on the case about being able to do a man's job, and we're supposed to be like, yes, come on. And then when we want to do something that entails that most women do, it's like, whoa.
We're taken away.
Wait. Why are you trying to do that? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, why? And I know the majority of things, right? Women are still, going through shit, right? Mm-hmm. They're not allowed to.
We understand all that.
You know what I'm saying? They're not paid as fairly. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They go through their struggle, right? So why do women? Why is that? Why do you think that is, Claudia? Why do you think?
So
why do you think women?
Example, like if you want to be, let's say, a babysitter, a woman would be like,
why would you want to do that? And why is it like when a woman wants to be like a construction worker, we're just like, yeah, let's go, yeah, you're strong, woo. You know what I'm saying? Like we're very like, yeah let's do it. You know, like in society, as a whole, now we're trying to.
How come she can't do that? You don't think she's able to do that?
Right. You know what I'm saying? And then now, And then when men try to be like, I want to be a babysitter or something like that, or a nanny, I'm not allowed to be a nanny. You know,
well, why are you trying to be?
And then I get looked at weird because I'm trying to be a nanny. Like, why are you trying to be a nanny, you pervert?
Yeah, again, but then we're gonna get to the next question. Does the situation change based on your sexuality? What if I was gay?
Right, that's
would that
what I
make
was
me
going to
more
say.
appropriate to be a nanny? Why?
And again, like I said, it's those gender roles.
How do you feel about that?
I don't care. Like, I trust you to take care of my kid.
You would trust a man to take care. So right now, if you had a daughter or a son or a dog, and then there was a girl and a guy candidate, you would consider the guy to take care of your baby girl?
You know, I'm not gonna sit here and be a hypocrite. No, I'd probably go with the woman.
But why? Why
do you think that is?
Especially with a daughter, I guess is the sense of like safety. Like then again, a woman can also do something to my daughter.
So why do women look for guys for safety?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, why do women like look for a guy? Not all women, right?
Yeah,
We're being very specific to folks, right? Why do they look for a man in the strength?
Gender roles again.
Gender roles?
I mean, yeah.
But so you only look for him
when you need it.
When you need it, but when you're trying to watch a baby, no.
You shouldn't do that.
That's crazy. How do you feel about that, Keith?
It's a double standard again.
Yeah, I agree.
Would you say you're more open to women doing men work? Are you for?
I'm all for it. Just that you have to. Again, I think we talked about this. You can't be expected to not do the same work I'm doing, and then say it's because I'm a woman.
Yeah, you can't take, perform. And then you also can't take from the job title what you want, right? Or from the job description what you pick and choose what you want.
What you want to do. You have to either you're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it.
What do you think, Claudia?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't do construction work.
But I know some women that was in like hardware, but that was.
If they're capable to do it, but I know what I'm not capable to do. Like, I'm not going to set myself up for failure either. But I do know what you're talking about. I do know there's women that are very prideful, and I mean, I'm prideful.
But they're prideful to the point where they tell you, I should know how to do something.
They're prideful to the point where
you telling me how I should do something. You don't even know what to do.
What are they telling you to do, Keith?
Like most women think that I should know about cars. Why should I just know about cars?
Nah, mechanics should know about cars.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about a car.
Yeah, I get that too. I get that a lot. Like that.
Why should I know about it?
I don't know shit about cars, and I'm like, well, when my car's busted, I take it to the guy or girl who's supposed to know shit about this car. I don't give a fuck if you're a girl or a guy. If you're a good mechanic, you're a mechanic. That's your job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like,
I mean, if I know you know about cars, I'll ask. But for me, like, for instance, having a car, it's something very new. So I'm like, I don't know if my car gets fucked up, where can I take it? Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah, I'll ask around, but I don't know. I don't see you guys knowing much about cars. You guys don't even talk about cars. Why would I assume you guys know about cars?
Nah, yeah, cars is whack. Yeah, I don't know, man. That gender role shit annoys me though. Only because I feel like most women don't want to they feel personally attacked the moment you say anything about that, right?
Really?
And they play the double. It's done. All right, so they play the double roles basically. You know, they play both sides of the fence essentially. They don't ever want to be like just one or the other. They want to play both, and then when they want to be a woman, they'll be a woman, and when they want to be doing shit that men do, they want to be doing shit that men do.
Listen, I know I'm not meant to do hard work. If I personally, if I have to carry something, I'll do it. Like, you know, I'll do stuff. But would I do it for an employment? No, I would not. Maybe it's just the laziness in me. I'd rather be like sitting in an office. But I just have to be honest. Like, if I've had women being like, well, you would. No, I wouldn't. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to.
I hate that they speak for all women all the time. Like, shut the fuck up. You don't speak for all women.
I just want to be comfortable. If I gotta do something, I'll do it around my house.
Yeah, you don't speak for all men. Stop including me in fucking all men circles, assholes.
Anyways, if you guys ever want to take care of my child, I'll trust you.
Cool. All right, we've established that. We are gonna wrap this shit up though. We ran in too much into the fucking goal, the leader and follower thing. And then we got like way off topic into some other shit. Got into the whole
That
race
might get
thing.
us canceled and stuff.
Yeah,
It's fine.
but
20 episodes. Good run.
Good one. It's a good
I don't give a shit. At this point no more, I don't give a shit, man. We're gonna 2021. We're fucking going at it hard, motherfuckers.
You said that. You said,
Yeah, I did say that.
No more playing around?
No more fucking fooling around. No more tiptoeing around shit. We're gonna say things, and I'm gonna bleep whatever I don't want y'all to hear. Before we close this out, I do want to say that we are on all streaming platforms. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and we are on Anchor for your ass. And we are on YouTube, so go subscribe. It has been a wonderful time here with the Pushing Buttons crew. Thank you, and thank you all that listen to this shit, man, and listen to us talking. We're almost at 30.
almost.
Peace.
Bye, guys.